That was definitely unfortunate, if you want to call it like that. It was in a moment of the game where when we were coming back at 1-1, we were hit the post. So I thought we were in a good moment at that moment of time. By the way, similar in the first half, because when we conceded the 1-0, I think that was also in a spell where we played acceptable. And yeah, then if you concede the 2-1 in the fashion we did, with the fans behind them, they were getting more and more chances, and another set piece from the free and led to a well-deserved win for them.
Why do you feel it was so difficult to respond? As you said, the fans got behind them and Villa just seemed to be surging forward after that. You seem to lose an element of control that you had 1-1.
Yeah, I think you're right. We had that control over the large parts of the game, but not after the 2-1 anymore. And that's also why they scored the 3-1, although it was from a set piece, not from open play, but they were already a few times after the 2-1 very close. I think immediately after kickoff they already had a chance to score the 3-1. So that was a part of the game where we definitely struggled with their pace, intensity and quality.
Do you feel it's been the story of the season to some degree, not being able to keep the ball out of the net often enough?
No, it's definitely that we've conceded far too many goals, but I think we also didn't score enough goals. Although 2 away at Villa Park is not bad. If you would have told me before the game you score 2, you think you're close to a result and hit the post. But yeah, we've conceded 4 and 3 out of 4 from set pieces, and that's too much. Although we also scored, of course, twice from a set piece.
I know you've had significant injury problems, and they've certainly played a part, but looking at the players out on the pitch there tonight, why do you think that was? Was it a mentality thing? Why do you think they were unable to cope?
Now you're referring, I think, to the period where we struggled after the 2-1. But overall, I don't think the players deserve what you are just saying. I think they did cope with this difficult away game. They were fully in the game, fully able maybe to get a result, but indeed I agree with you, after the 2-1 we crumbled and we struggled. In the end came back to 4-2, so they did not give up, but we struggled to control, as I said, their pace, intensity and quality.
They're the sort of key moments though, aren't they? I agree, obviously, there were large portions of the game where things were going how you would have wanted, but in the real key moments, was that the concern?
Yeah, but that's not for the first time, so I think when we are the better team we struggle to find that goal, mainly because we are not able to create big enough chances when we are the better team, and when we are not, when we have a period of time where we are struggling or the other team is better than us, we tend to concede too easy. And I think before this game we were there was only Bournemouth who had conceded more set piece goals than us, but I wouldn't be surprised that after this game we are number 1 in set piece goals conceded, and that's never a good thing to be number 1 in.
Depending on what happens in midweek, it could take Champions League qualification right up to the wire as well. Is that something that it's going to be a bit of concern and add extra pressure going into the final game next week?
Yeah, of course. We're under full pressure now. Although it feels as if we've been under full pressure the whole season, because of the only thing we can do now is be as well prepared as we can, and that's also what we're going to do. It's a long week because we play on Sunday and now it's Friday, and as always we are of course hoping that our fans will be fully behind us, because you could see tonight, as we've experienced so many times at Anfield, how important it can be to play in a stadium where you're all together. But we need to show, of course, from the first moment onwards, that we deserve that support from our fans.